Alright, what's up everybody, how's it going? It's Beck, aka Danzway here, and welcome to another live stream on the channel. Let me know if you guys can all see and hear what's going on before we get into today's session. Alright, stuff. Yeah, I thought I'd start the session up here, just like with a nice little view. But yeah, we are doing the every enemy has Auto-Haste mod in Final Fantasy X. And in the last session, we kind of got a little bit of a feel for things. If I'm being totally honest, I don't think like a huge amount was noticeably different in the previous session. I think the game, obviously, to start is so kind of forgiving on the player that even if it's even if the enemies are auto-hasted, it tends to not be terrible. And so we managed to make it through. But this one, we basically finished things off right before we're supposed to face Sin's Fin and the Sinspawn battle kind of back to back. And that's one where it's going to start to potentially get a little bit more interesting, and so I thought I'd leave it there because it might take a little while. And so in this session, we're going to kick things off with the Sin's Fin boss battle. So that's going to be the plan, and then obviously if we can beat that, then we are going to move on to Kilika and start heading towards Lord Ochu/Kilika Temple. So that's generally where we're at. Obviously, as always, it's a little bit of a slow start, and for now at least, we did a little bit of a poll at the start of the last session, and I said, do you guys want me to try and see how far we can get by doing this thing in no sphere grid to start with? So to make things even more punishing, put everything, well, keep our party in no sphere grid for as long as we can. And you guys, of course, voted for that because you guys love to see that kind of pain and suffering happen on the channel. And yeah, so for now at least, we'll kind of see how it goes. I'm not like super 100% committed to it, and I'm not tacking on any other rules like no escape, no this, that, the other. We're just going to see how different it looks if you try to go in no sphere grid, because obviously, I think maybe not this session so much, we'll see how it goes, but in the subsequent sessions, obviously when you're in no sphere grid, you're really going to feel the pain once the bosses and the random encounters start to have auto-haste. It's going to get really, really punishing and get really brutal very, very fast. So this might be kind of the last session of where we're kind of easing into it. And if we keep no sphere grid on, things could get incredibly dangerous moving forward. So we'll see how it goes, but hopefully we'll have a good time either way. So I think that's the introductory stuff out of the way. Welcome to everybody who is watching and everyone in the chat. Nice to see a lot of familiar names as always, including my main man, Toby Ott. Good to see you in the chat, sir. Toby is currently doing a collaborative playthrough of Final Fantasy X-2. For anyone who doesn't know, I've mentioned him a few times, but it has been a little while, so I'll quickly mention it. Toby Ott is a blind gamer. He was born without the ability to see, but he is a passionate and dedicated gamer, and he's accomplished some really cool and interesting things in the world of video gaming. And together we collaborated on a documentary in like 2017 where I told his story and his passion for gaming, including, of course, Final Fantasy X. And he's doing something called a collaborative playthrough where, of course, he gets assistance from someone else to kind of help him kind of obviously see the things that he can't. And it's a very interesting concept. So if anyone's interested in that kind of gaming and seeing how someone like Toby plays games like that, he is doing something on his channel. So definitely worth checking out. Really can't wait for the Dark Souls run. Me too. It's definitely looking like it's going to be the next kind of non-Final Fantasy playthrough on the channel. But for now, at least, there's as always kind of a lot going on. I'm starting off Final Fantasy Tactics. Basically, this week on the channel, Final Fantasy Tactics is starting, and so that's going to be a lot of like new work on that series, and a lot of ongoing projects as well. So yeah, a lot to do, but definitely looking forward to trying Dark Souls in the relatively near future. I'll definitely let you guys know once we kick things off with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start triggering these cutscenes. For anyone who missed the first session or hasn't seen the VODs, for this particular playthrough, I think the last bunch of playthroughs I've done, I've been doing a lot of just using the cutscene remover and just kind of skipping the story completely. But I've kind of missed it a little bit. It has been a little while. So for this playthrough, we are going to have the cutscenes on. If we have a situation where like bosses are going to need a lot of repeat attempts, then we'll see if we're going to do things differently. But for now, at least, we get to relive the cutscenes and enjoy things again. Because for me, at least, it has been a while since I've done a bit more of a playthrough where I actually get to enjoy the story again. So that's the general idea. Let's start moving things along and head towards this boss fight.
Come to think of it, I haven't told you where we're going. First to Kilika Island. Then we change boats and head for Luca. For that though, Yuna's gotta pray at the temple. I'll be guarding. We'll be praying for the Aurochs' victory too, so you come along, yeah?
Great plan.
Hey, it is a great plan.
Yeah, it's a great plan.
Don't look at me.
He's so mean.
I don't know who you are or where you came from.
Yep. But meaner still at the moment. Just shakes his head at me. Yeah, the fight against him was definitely one of the more interesting ones with Auto-Haste. The amount of turns he was getting was definitely a bit dangerous.
Word is that summoner's got noble blood. I heard she's Lord Braska's daughter. You don't say.
Lord Braska's daughter? So, is Yuna's father famous or something?
She's the daughter of High Summoner Braska. You saw his statue at the temple. Lord Braska defeated Sin 10 years ago. Yuna's the heir to a great legacy.
It's tough when your father's famous.
Huh?
Waka's a bit lacking in the imagination department.
Huh?
Thanks, Lulu. I'll keep that in mind.
Apparently you can keep bugging Kimari and he reacts more. Let's see, how much does he react? Sammy crosses his arms, he's being pretty obvious here. Let's keep bugging him. Just a big sigh. Oh, here we go. Ooh, nice. See, this is new for me. I've never encountered this before. Thank you, Carifian. Yeah, these are the kind of things that I love. It's the kind of thing I'd play through this game another 10 times and I'd probably never try and talk to him that many times. I love little things like that. It's so great. Should I practice kick passes too? See, like these dialogues I just skip. I'm just like, normally, okay, I need to go to Yuna to progress things. I just do. Let's just say, I mean, does this influence anything, Carifian? Do you know? Does this like teach him like some kind of tech or some shit or make his pass that higher? Surely it can't be anything like that. Let's just say, yeah. Okay, I'll pretend I'm kicking with my hands. Okay. I mean, I'd love to know if that had any impact. That's kind of interesting. He's really bad at kicking. No one's ended up having to practice with him. What can you do, yeah? He's the best passer on the team. Oh, man. Latin trivia. Hasta means spear, and Hastus means warrior with a spear. Oh, nice. That's cool. Yeah, people were saying like it does have a Greek / Latin vibe. The name is pretty funny. Making good progress so far at 13% completion. Nice, good stuff. Good luck with it, man. Hope you guys get to the end. I played Dark Souls first time 6 months ago and I beat it, immediately created another character to keep playing it. What platform did you play on and had you played Demon Souls before? That's one I've been asking a few times. Like, it feels like people just start with Dark Souls 1, they kind of skip Demon Souls almost, and I'm like, isn't that the first one, like the first Souls game? Isn't it worth playing Demon Souls first?
Lord Braska's daughter? She just might have a chance. We'll get her to Kilika, we will.
She does have a name, you know. Yuna.
Lady Yuna. Well then, we pray for Lady Yuna's safe passage.
Yeah, so these are some interactions that I normally basically never trigger, so I'm kind of, especially because the start of the session as well, I know people are still coming in, it does take a little bit of time. Just kind of taking things slow to get things going. Hey Maniac, welcome to stream. There's haste, makes waste mean throw spears at people. Yeah, I guess it would have been a more fitting name for Kimari to have him be called something like Hastus, but there we go. Hey Sammy, welcome to stream. I love donuts as well, Tamara too. Usual suspects trickling in. Yasul as well, welcome to stream. Yeah, to be fair, considering how dismissive they were of Tidus, these, like, in that first little interaction, they were pretty nice second time around. Tenacious Nutmeg, welcome to the stream. Okay, I think we can start to move it along. Xbox of Dark Souls and not put time into Demon Souls. Fair play. There's interaction with the Luca goers before you go up the deck with Lulu interaction. That's cool. Is that for this one or is it for the second ship?
If you interfere with Yuna's pilgrimage, we won't take it lightly.
The second ship, yeah, I thought, okay. Yeah, most of the interactions with Lulu I'd say I have, because reasons. Hey, can you believe this? What? No, bye. Yeah, I've said it before and I'll say it again, like, Final Fantasy X I think has way more interactions than a lot of people realize, even people like me that have played the game like a billion times. If you really like systematically go through every single NPC at every single situation, there's just so much more dialogue than most people know. Especially when it comes to backtracking. I've mentioned this a few times, but certain story points, if you were willing to backtrack all the way to Besaid, for example, like as far back as you can, a lot of NPCs actually have new dialogue kind of reflecting what's going on in the story, which I always found very interesting. I just saw this merchant guy inside the ship, and guess what he said to me? He walked up to me and said, "You're no good." Just like that. Isn't that awful? I've still got style. I'll show him. Don't you think so too? Well, let's just do this to be funny. You men are all like, "Get away from me." Jeez, see again, like, I don't think I've had that interaction before. I don't think that one's super rare, but still, these are some cool interactions to have. Hi Joe, welcome to the stream. Ravenwald as well, welcome to the stream. Chris too. Good to see you guys. Jack Harris. I always tell her, yeah, I think normally I would. I think I have seen that one before. When it's been this many times, I think if there's certain things with that, let's say I've only done it once in like the last 21 years or so I've been playing the game. For me, it's been so long, I can't tell the difference between seeing something like that once versus having never done it, if it's that kind of smaller thing relative to the size of the game. Anyway, I think we should start to press on now.
Oh yeah, you talked to Yuna yet? She had some questions for you.
Let's get this cutscene to trigger. Now, what we're going to do is we need to focus on the battle at hand. I think we're going to start to really get through some more of these. So we're probably going to burn through some of this stuff to make sure we stay alive. And then, equipment-wise, we already have a couple of Dark Walls. I don't think it's going to be important for this fight, but in general, the fact that they do, it's kind of nice. And I think there isn't too much more to think about. I've been sitting on Tidus's Overdrive, but I will start to use it. I think this fight will definitely use it. And then we'll kind of see how it goes. So let's begin the scene here. Hey NG+, welcome to stream. Good to see you. Are you keeping level ups for a reason? Just for kicks. Just to see like how quickly it becomes like insanely difficult if you stay no sphere grid. Hey Cotillionaire, welcome to stream, good to see you. Are we live or just live? We're live. I hope that helps you answer the question.
The wind. It's nice.
The sails here crack me up. They literally synchronize the sails up with their laughing. It's brilliant. That is deliberate. No one can tell me that that was unintentional.
You're a blitzball player, aren't you? From Xanarkin, right?
You hear that from Waka?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Waka. Waka doesn't believe me at all.
But I believe you.
Huh?
I've heard in Xanarkin, there is a great stadium, all lit up, even at night.
Huh?
Great blitzball tournaments are held there, and the stands are always full.
How do you know that?
A man named Jack told me. He was my father's guardian.
Jacked. My father. His name is Jacked.
Amazing! You know, our meeting like this must be the blessing of Yevon.
Sounds like him, but it can't be him.
Why not?
My old man, he died. 10 years ago, off the coast of Xanarkand.
I'm sorry.
He went out to sea for training one day, and never came back. And no one's seen him since then.
Why, that's the day that Jecht came to Spira.
But,
It's true, I first met Jecht 10 years and 3 months ago. I remember that was the day my father left. The date fits, doesn't it?
Yeah, but how would he get here?
You're here? Are you not?
I love that line. Ah, it was going so well. Yeah, if I'm quiet during cutscenes, I'm just generally just enjoying it. Reliving them once again, and giving you guys a chance to kind of watch them as well. Hey Romeo, welcome to stream. Raiden 2. Yeah, the infamous laughing scene, there's still a bit of work to do before we get to that. Fast Fin or Waka emojis. There we go. Imagine that was like your only voice line in the game. They hired you just to deliver that one line. That'd be great.
What do you think you're doing? Stick a harpoon in him and we'll all get dragged under.
Zin is going for Kilika. We gotta distract it. Our families are in Kilika. Forgive us, Lady Summoner.
Wait! Oh boy!
Oh boy. I mean, it's a really ballsy move considering how enormous Sin is relative to the ship to try and do something like this. It's really like a death sentence. If those guys weren't on this ship, everyone would be 100% dead. Yeah, like, there's no way. Absolutely no way. Okay, here we go. Auto-Haste Sin's Fin. Alright, let's double check, yeah. We got the permanent sensor thing on, I think. Right? Or did I just... Ah, I didn't even change this. Yeah, maybe I should change this still. Whatever. Anyway, what we're gonna do... what I do know is that if you take out 2 of them, then you won't get any more of them respawning. So, I think that's probably going to be the best start point. Get rid of 2 of them as quickly as possible. Yeah, Maniac, you are correct. So, that's how I'm going to generally begin here. And then we'll start to work on Sin's Fin. So, let's just do this. It would be nice if Waka got an overdrive too, honestly, from his stoic overdrive. Oh, nice crit. That's a good start. That is a good start. But look at the CTB here. So you can see the effect of haste really kicking in here. Whoa, double crit. What is going on? That's a strong-ass harpoon, man. I see this already being a brick wall. Ye of little faith. So now, at least at this stage, I think what I will do... was Sin doing anything else than just moving? No. So thankfully that's going to be helpful for us. Now, I'm trying to remember, did you get healed back up to full health in between these two fights? I think you did, right? Like there's the whole... Walker kind of tosses something onto Tidus. In any case, let's begin with this. Let's just take him out as quickly as possible. So obviously the fin itself being hasted is not important. Didn't think you did, okay. I remember like the animation of something being thrown on, but it's something I need to generally be careful of. I guess we could Dark Attack, but if HP and MP don't come back, might be a problem. I want to quickly double check something. I do have P-Birdman's ultimate companion guide up as well. Just something I want to quickly check in advance. I want to see if... Yeah. I'm going to save my Dark Attack for the Sin Spawn. It is susceptible to darkness. Nice AP. Yeah, I mean, if we keep it no Sphere Grid, we're not going to use much of the AP here, but oh well. So I think just to keep... Maybe he'll get some more overdrive if I keep him out there. I think it's the Phoenix down. So does it come back at least half HP? I always forget. That's... I'm going to bring Yuna out so that she can just heal. If necessary. Ooh, we're live. Yes, indeed we are. Welcome to the stream, Sean. Yeah, Sin already knows that his son is here. He's just chilling. He's just seeing what his son and their friends can do. That's all it is. There you go. That'll charge some overdrive at least. So for this at least, we seem like we're doing okay. The fact that they don't send out more Sin Spawns if there's only one left definitely helps us a lot. Yeah, that harpoon man has made it some adamantium shit. Those Spine's attacks are definitely quite powerful. Like if it was a fight where even if two of them are down, they just send out like two more constantly, then this fight would genuinely become much more challenging. But the fact that you can keep one, it just generally means that you can keep up with the healing. We'll need a mod to give all enemies Hyper Mighty Guard. Maybe the... Hey, it's endless, man. You can just always come up with new shit. You can always just keep pushing the boat out further and further, no pun intended. I'm so used to challenge runs, you're not getting one shot by spines, the Finn's movement isn't doing any damage, this is crazy. Yeah, so definitely takes a little bit of time here, but we'll get there. All enemies are Spectral Keeper. There you go. Those are like the Elden Ring style challenges. That's what we need. I said it before, but that's been like the biggest inspiration for me to try something like this. When I first spoke to Korean about this mod idea. Hey Adam, welcome to stream. Daniel 2. Which mod to give all enemies autos? Have I added it to the description at this stage? If I haven't, then I definitely need to remember to do that. Karifin, you're welcome to post it, but it is publicly available. If anyone wants to mess around and try it and do their own challenge run or something, more than welcome to. Yeah, ironically, the fight kind of takes longer in this sense because I think you just have to watch the Sin swimming animation so many more times. Alright, 488, we're getting close. But Walker's nowhere near an overdrive here. An overdrive would have been nice for him for sure for this next fight. 374. I think this should be fine. We're not going to do more than that, right? It's not in the description. Okay, I'll do my best to add it. The only thing I would say is that if anyone is downloading this mod and trying it yourselves, don't like spoil any strats or what happens in it and stuff. Obviously, from my perspective, I'm not watching anyone else do it. I don't really know how it's going to play out. So if you've got any kind of spoilery stuff about playing with this mod on, then just keep it to yourself in the chat so that I can kind of enjoy it as purely as possible. That's my only request. Alright, let's... So what I want to do is I want to make sure Titus is healed before we go into this next fight, since apparently he doesn't get healed. That's annoying. But it's basically one hit away. One Lulu spell away. Let's see. So this is all preparation for the next fight. This one's generally not too bad, but the next one could definitely be more dangerous. Because we have constantly respawning Sin Spawn. Defeated Seymour Natus. Nice, good stuff. Obviously, like, if anyone's trying the mod and they want to talk about, like, their general progress, like they completed it, whatever, like, that's cool. But I just mean, like, more specific stuff, like when you're trying to fight and see how the fight's going to play out. Obviously, having people kind of just already telling you stuff is just not as fun. Yeah, so every enemy has Auto-Haste, plus I'm in no Sphere Grid is not enough. People want slow as well. Honestly, the Sin Spawn is so fast, it's a bit difficult to stay at full HP here. I think I'm going to stay close to full HP and hope he doesn't get hit with spines here. If he does, we might have to take a little longer. Okay. Yeah, it was the wing flickering turn. I think we'll take our chances. Basically, the alternative is if we already find this too hard, like the next battle that we're going to do, then the next tier of this would be to come in with like absolutely max HP, like even that extra 30 HP could make a difference. Well, yeah, 30 or so HP. And I'd probably deliberately farm Walker's Overdrive here. I'd just wait and let Walker get hit repeatedly with spines so he could come into fight 2 with another Overdrive. But for now, at least, just to see if we can just get through anyway, we'll move it along. But already this next one could be a problem. Caribbean invents a whole new tier of tick speeds and moves everything up a tier. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of thing that I would, if I was ever making a mod, I'd probably mess around a little bit more with that stuff. The tick speed stuff near, like, the top end of the game is always a bit weird. Like, the way that from, say, 170 upwards, you have the same tick speed, and 98 to 169 is all exactly the same. Like, there's no value in increasing agility through the segment. It is a little strange. Hey Dan, welcome to stream. Good to see you. We were just kind of chatting and hanging out, showing a few extra pieces of dialogue and stuff that I've either very, very rarely seen or pretty much never seen. And then we beat Sin's Finn. Yeah, it's still relatively early days, and more, especially if I fail here and get a game over, then we're going to have to do it all again. Yeah, so this is the animation I remember, and I was like, wait, did this heal you at all? Or not? But I'm trying to remember, again, also the autosave. It's so rare that you would normally die in this fight. I don't remember when the autosave was. I don't think there's an autosave in between. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I think it is. I don't think it affects... Apparently it doesn't affect things. We can double check. We really need to, but... Damn. Okay. Wow. So, let's have a look. They just keep coming. For what it's worth, I have zero issue with you using this. Yeah, I mean, me too. As I say, I think it just depends for the no sphere grid at what cost. If it just starts to become incredibly, like, grindy and becomes less fun and just more about the grind, then we'll see. But for now, at least, it's just... We're just feeling the game out and seeing how it is with everything having haste. Okay. Is there much point in... I'm thinking if everything has auto haste, like, is the delay from this so huge? But Spiral Cut doesn't have a big delay, to be fair. It might become oddly a bit more useful in this mod. So we'll just open up with that. And then I think we're going to make use of Dark Attack. But obviously another thing about the enemies being hasted like this is that their status effects are going to wear off much more quickly. So this is normally for 3 attacks, well, for 3 turns. But obviously those 3 turns are going to come more quickly than they normally would. So let's go. Yeah, it's no sphere grid for now. But I haven't put like no sphere grid in the title or the thumbnail or any of that stuff just to not like overly commit and oversell the playthrough at the moment. But I think in the next couple of sessions, like 2 to 3 sessions, we'll really find out if Auto Haste is going to be worth doing or not. Now, Blender's an annoying move. It doesn't miss, even with Darkness. So anytime it gets back-to-back turns, I just have to be careful at obviously not dying as a result of those, but we've had an okay start. Was wondering where Cheer was, yeah. In a normal run, like already, Cheer is going to be paying dividends in fights like this. Okay. Yeah, the second one hits. So really need to keep an eye on HP here. I think it should be okay. I'm gonna make sure Tidus is at least healed here. I think the challenge part will be with CityMorgue. Yeah, I mean, thinking ahead, like that could be tough. I think, honestly, on Mihen, the random encounters, if let's say you did some kind of no escape run, then that could be really problematic as well. Let's do another Dark Attack here. Okay. Yeah, we need some more of those crits now. We'll be facing like 4 attacks. The 2 attacks from the Sinspawn should miss. Those guys won't miss. And then we do have a couple of turns to heal before the next Blender. So I think we survive. It should be 2 Drain Touches and then Blender, I believe. Right, there's the first. Yeah, I think we'll definitely use a high potion. We get damaged at too quick a rate here. So not worth being stingy with items, I think. There we go. Alright, should keep us in the game. Right. So now we don't have any more darkness, so this is where things get dangerous, but I think Walker could end up with an overdrive potentially. So I say we keep going here, but these 4 attacks is going to be like 100. Could be tight. If they all hit Walker, he could die, but I think I'm going to go for it. I don't think it's worth an ether. I think I'll probably have to rely on the overdrive. Wow, sheesh. Hold on, look at these turns. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Honestly, I think I might have to heal. It's like we're going to take 6 hits. Wow. Yeah, so already that's things looking dangerous here. I think we can get through, but it's a lot of item usage. But it's fine for now, at least. Like, we can always just get more, like we can farm more gil if we really need. I think we're going to have to wait for that overdrive for Waka. Alright, can't wait too long though, because then we're going to... It's going to drain back too much HP. Okay, there's the overdrive. It'll be a test of how I am with attack reels. Not attack reels, element reels. There's the crit. Nice. Okay, that was much needed. Okay. Alright, gotta be very careful here. At least I can take out all of the sin spawns, but I need to make sure I hit the correct element here. Is it going to be enough? Nah. I think overdrive plus Titus's attack is not going to be enough. The next step is to auto-haste all enemies, then every one of their attacks has the effect of quick hit. I think if you allow players to power level, then there's so much that you could do, like even though that sounds ridiculous. Maybe, I think basically the limiting factor would kind of always be like the click fight. If you can't win the click fight in the challenge, unless you're willing to kind of allow the player a bypass for that one, because that's the one fight where obviously there's just no way that you can level up for it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just pure kind of one-on-one. You attack, it attacks back, and there's very little you can do. But I think once you can get to a stage where you can level in some way, then a lot of these challenges, I think, even the ones that sound insane, you could probably succeed. Okay. I'm going to try an element reels. This is where things could go very wrong. Let's try and nail this if we can. Alright, this one's a little bit easier than Aurochs reels. I have a bit of practice from that at least. Okay. So now the problem... We won't be able to win. Yet. Even a crit I don't think would win for us. So we have to heal. Hey Laura, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Nice, well evaded. Okay, then I'm going to go for it. Another blender. Okay, Waka's attacks are very weak here. It's not going to be enough. But then I think Titus can finish it off. So we'll heal one more time just to be safe here. But I think we're okay. But you can see far more dangerous than it would have been in a normal run here. Yeah, so these 2 attacks should be enough to do the trick. And with that, we're done. Nice. Whew. Yeah, I think using the high potion at one point there was probably key. And while Waka's overdrive did help a lot, took out those extra sin scales. Ooh. Yellow arm guard and blue armlet. Those are some nice finds. Okay. Alright, enjoy this nice, wholesome cutscene. Yeah, this FMV is just insane, man. But Final Fantasy X, the kind of game to show you an FMV like this, and then soon after, the next FMV is one of the most, like, hauntingly beautiful of the entire game. Thank you for the donation, Fred. Appreciate that.
When Sin attacked Xanarkand that day, I woke up in Spira. I kept hoping it would work in reverse, too.
I will defeat Sin. I must defeat Sin.
I was just fooling myself. Maybe it was that day, on the sea, under the burning sun. I started to give up hope. I was in a foreign world. I wasn't going home. This was my new reality, and I was stuck in it for good.
Yeah, the shot of him there lying on Yuna's lap already, it's like, they're already building that connection very early on. I think someone earlier in the chat, like when they first talked about like Jecht and that kind of stuff, she said this is the moment she fell in love with Tidus already. Hey Bobby, welcome to stream. Good to see you.
Greetings. I am the summoner Yuna. I have come from the temple in Besaid.
Oh, Milady Summoner!
If there is no other summoner here, please allow me to perform the sending.
Thanks, BT.
Our loved ones. We feared they would become fiends.
Please, take me to them.
Ascending so soon?
We'll go see what we can do to help in town.
Yeah? Some of the noise in this game just... Yeah. Okay. Right, let's just... Rewind over this one. I learned what the word fiend meant due to this game. Honestly, same. Same. Dark Meow, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Alright, time for one of the most iconic and beautiful scenes. Hauntingly beautiful is what I always call it of the game. Like, the context is really tragic and horrifying, but cinematically it's so beautiful.
What's ascending? Are we going somewhere?
You truly are clueless. Are you sure it's just your memory that's the problem?
Correct.
The dead need guidance. Filled with grief over their own death, they refuse to face their fate. They yearn to live on and resent those still alive. You see, they envy the living. And in time, that envy turns to anger, even hate. Should these souls remain in Spira, they become fiends that prey on the living. Sad, isn't it? The sending takes them to the far plane, where they may rest in peace.
Summoners do this?
Yeah, I guess death is not such peaceful slumber after all, since they can become fiends. Die and be free of pain is a lie. What do we think about that final shot there, where it almost looks as if like Titus is walking onto the water? Because he's not really there. Like, look at this shot and stuff. Is that implying that like that's his kind of spirit? That like he's a dream of the faith?
It
like,
must be tough, being a summoner.
That's some kind of different form
Yuna
of Titus?
chose her own path. She knew from the beginning what it meant. All we can do is protect her along the way, until the end.
Until the end?
What's the end?
What's the end?
Just throw him in the sea at this point.
Until she defeats sin.
Oh.
I hope I did okay.
You did very well. They've reached the far plane by now, but no tears next time.
I wished there would never be a next time. No more people being killed by sin. No more sendings for Yuna. Everyone stood there watching her. It was strange, and somehow horrifying. I never wanted to see it again.
But you wanted to see it. Alright. See you later, Cotillionaire. Thanks for joining us anyway. Enjoy the rest of your day. I think that shot was for the posters to have Yuna summoning and Titus watching. I don't think I saw that shot in any poster personally. I'm not sure. It always struck me as a little bit odd because he has this almost kind of like ethereal glow around him. And obviously that could just be you know, artistic thing, but you never see him sort of move towards the water in any part of the scene. He's just standing there watching. And then in the shot afterwards, Yuna's, like, again, he's not by the water. And he almost looks like he's on the water himself, kind of thing, in that shot. He's only there for a second or two. It always struck me as a little bit odd. And obviously it goes to one of those things where, like, for example, someone like Oren, who's an unsent, and you think to yourself, yeah, but, like, you know, he's always present when these sendings happen. And, you know, how does that stuff work? We've discussed these things many a time. And I don't know, maybe it's just the fact that, because obviously Titus doesn't know the situation and what's going on, the sending is still kind of triggering some response, you know, within him, like the fireflies within him. It almost brought out, like, this sort of ethereal form of him somewhat, like, that maybe no one else could see. I don't know, like, it just, that particular shot always just strikes me as interesting compared to the rest. I don't know. Virgin Hagen, welcome to stream, good to see you. And yeah, there's definitely context for, obviously, why Titus would be that way. Hold on, let's... Yeah, so this is why kids are the best. I mean, look at what we've seen. Like, look at all the destruction and suffering that's going. But kids, they never lose that positive spirit. You go, kid. I mean, literally, someone ended up making a mod to make his dreams come true. So that's the power of the modding community. All right, let's get out there.
Hey, you awake? Captain Walker's waiting for you.
Hey, Onat, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, he's a dream of the faith as opposed to an unsent. I guess that's why when Oren gets pulled at the far plane, Titus doesn't, and Titus enter the far plane, I guess. Yeah, he's definitely, obviously, he's not an unsent, but clearly there's something funky going on with Titus, with obviously him being a dream of the faith. I'm just saying that the sending, maybe, especially in that particular moment, that scene, maybe it interacted with him in, like, the fireflies and all that stuff in a different way to how it would normally. What if the blitzball we kick on the high road is that child? I'm never kicking that blitzball again.
Ah, there you are. Be said, Aurochs, huddle. On to the temple, where we pray for victory. Go! High Summoner O'Halloran used to live in the Kilika temple here. Yep, Lord O'Halloran was once a great blitzer, you know.
Waka.
Hmm?
Praying for victory's all good. But is this right?
Something wrong with enjoying blitzball?
Is this really the time?
This is the only time. The players fight with all their strength. The fans cheer for their favorite team. They forget pain, suffering. Only the game matters. That's why Blitz has been around for so long. At least that's what I think.
Whatever you say.
Let's play and win, right?
Right?
Right.
Temple's beyond the jungle there. Let's go.
All right. Hey, Mike, welcome to stream. My understanding is that Titus is basically an Aeon. I think that's definitely a way that you can look at it. I mean, he is like I guess a memory being summoned by the people of the original inhabitants of Dream Zanarkand, right? So I think calling him an Aeon is not far off, I think, in terms of the lore. But I think I can go with that. Full playthrough, yes indeed. In fact, it's a more than full playthrough. Like, recently the playthroughs have been like with cutscene remover on and stuff. This time we're going to have all the cutscenes and enjoy the story, talk about it, speculate on it. It has been a little while since we've done that kind of stuff. But yeah, do I want any of these? Honestly, I'm going to want like the Sentry when I can buy that, and that's like 12,000 gil. Happy birthday, Mike. Hope you had a good one. OG7 full playthrough. Nah, that game's not good enough. Only Final Fantasy 10 deserves that treatment. Hey, Danny. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Yeah, I feel like Final Fantasy 10 kind of toes that line of yes, of course, some of it is a bit wishy-washy, and as Sean says, it's like, it's very open to interpretation. A lot of ideas can make a lot of sense too, but it's not in a way where kind of nothing makes sense and it's everything is just, I think there's enough going on there that you can still create some kind of consistent thoughts and lore around the game. So I think it's in quite a sweet spot, in my opinion. What was the do with this? Huh? Ah, there you go.
Whoa!
Hey, Micro Maker, welcome to the stream. Good to see the Final Fantasy X love, of course. Yeah, I think I might have succeeded, Birch. Sorry. Thank you, Dog Meow. And thank you for being subscribed for 4 months. Well, being a member. Is this the auto-haste run? There's a few clues that might suggest that it is. But yes, it is. Alright, let's go back to... Ah, yes, here we go. It's a proper stream, not a restream of the previous playlist. No, it's a proper stream. It's live. Could have just read it. Yeah. I forgive people for that stuff nowadays. It happens so often that I've got very used to it now. People don't read, and that's okay. Hope you get in your nightmares. What's the hardest thing in a Final Fantasy game you accomplish without using a strategy guide or being told how to accomplish it? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know. Nothing. I mean, I almost never use a guide for anything anyway, so... Yeah, I don't know. I think super boss wise, like in terms of like a battle that I didn't look up that would seem very, very hard, that like not including mods and self-imposed challenges and that kind of thing, I would say probably the judges, Final Fantasy 12. As someone who works in customer service, people do not read. Yeah, I've been learning that over time. It doesn't matter how many things you put in the title, in the thumbnail, in the description, in the whatever. Just people just do not read. But as I say, it's so common that it's like I've just got used to it. That's what it is. Just making sure this is live stream session 2. Yes, it is. And videos part 1 stream are all public. Yes, this is correct. So that's the general flow. We have like a live session like this. It's about 3 hours long. And then over the next 2 weeks, like the 2-week gap between sessions, then I upload the VODs. So next will be episode 4, 5, and 6. And then we just do it all again. And we do it the entire way through. That's how I did the randomizer stream. And it seemed to work pretty well. So we're going to continue the same thing. So reading terms and conditions. Hey, the terms and conditions are deliberately made pretty small and at the bottom of stuff where they kind of don't want people to read it, just in case. This is like up front and center, like literally in the thumbnail, the video title. I don't think they're comparable.
Yuna's saying she wants you with us.
Huh?
I want to ask you to be my guardian.
You know what? There's no time for jokes, yeah? He may be a blitzball whiz kid, but up against fiends, he's a newbie.
Not a guardian, then. I just want him nearby.
This is even worse. Walk a face.
What do you mean?
It's just that... Well...
We're all going to the temple anyway. Can't this wait till later?
Good job, Lulu.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have...
There's nothing to be sorry about. I'm just not really sure what's going on.
My apologies.
Yeah, the many faces of Waka. Alright, so time for another set of random encounters here. Let me just